word on the street is that human resources professionals and organizations all over the nation are still having a hard time finding talent for their roles. And it's evolved. It's not the way that it used to be. So let's talk about the evolution of it and what we can do in response to the realities of recruiting in this market. All right, gang. So there has been a dip in the hiring pool. All right. So Workplace Change, we're a full cycle human resources firm, and we do a great deal of executive recruiting, specifically executive recruiting for people in culture and DEI professionals across the nation. And here are some of the things that we're seeing with respect to the available pool. Number one, less applicants applying. Folks a couple years ago were putting their, hat in the ring to see if anybody would, bite on their candidacy, and then going through the process and comparing offers to the current employer, to future employer, and all that good stuff. Well, a lot of folks, with all the rifts that are happening nationwide in particular areas and sectors of the workplace, they're not putting their names in the hats right now. So it's becoming harder and harder to poach talent from someplace else. Another thing that we're seeing with respect to the available pool is virtual requests. Like, most people are still interested in, many people, I won't say most, many people are still interested in full virtual opportunities like they had 2-3 years ago. Hey gang, gone are the days that full virtual are easily accessible, right? Not only are you competing with people who are in your region, in your country, you're competing with the world for those opportunities. And the market is probably 5, 6, 7% full virtual and not being at a fully tech organization. So those roles are less available. However, people are still applying for, going through the selection process, and then at the end when an offer is provided, telling us, okay, so I'd like for this position to be fully virtual, fully remote. The job's not fully remote. And we advertised that it was a hybrid or it was in person, especially for our people and culture roles. So that has become an area that is just driving most recruiters insane right now. Because just look at the posting. Like, we're telling you if it is remote, virtual, or in person. We are proactively telling you that. That's what the job is, gang. So, that's what's happening to the market. It's happening everywhere. The pool is becoming a lot more restricted. Then we've got the cream of the crop, right? The folks who are the dopest of the dope, who could go anywhere in the world. Why would they choose you? These folks have a lot of requests and demands. They are asking for additional compensation. We're seeing people who see the comp range, which is really important. In every workplace change recruitment that we do, we make sure that the position, the salary is out there for you to see it. We don't want to waste your time. We don't want you to waste our time if it's not at your level or greater. But we'll go through a selection process, and then at the end of the selection process, folks will say, I know that the salary is paying between $150,000 and $200,000 a year, but what I was hoping I'd be able to get is $230,000 for the base and up to 50% bonus on top of it. What? Like, I get it. People are making more demands. You can go anywhere in the world. Why should I come to you? And that is a challenge that we are up against. This is a challenge that many recruiters are up against. And it's not just for the executive level positions. It's also for more entry level positions. There's just a lot more negotiation and kind of back and forth on the comp side of the house. And I'm not mad at that. I am a full proponent of shooting your shot, making the counter offer and going for it. But also within reason, meaning not above and beyond the pay range once an offer is extended. But anyway, those are things that are happening in the market right now, right here, today. The salary expectations are much greater than they used to be. And the demands folks are making for accommodations and for, fringe benefits, which I also support, are much greater than they used to be. And we've got to be nimble. So what should we do about it? The market's shifted beneath our feet yet again. Hard to find talent yet again. This is episodic for people who do recruitment work, which I've done most of my career. Here are the 3 things I think you should do in response to the realities of the market. Numbers 1 and 2 are focused on your current workforce, okay? Take care of home first, right? This is why I really, when I launched my company, it was really important that when we do recruitment, we also have to make sure we're a full cycle, holistic human resources, people and culture firm, because recruiting is only 10%, maybe even less than 10% of the talent management puzzle that you're putting together. The other 90% are how you treat the people who are in-house right now, right? The best recruitment approach and strategy to use is to keep the folks in-house happy so that you don't have to start from scratch every 6 months because you got a revolving door of talent. Okay, so think about your employee retention strategies. I'm not giving you, super complicated solutions. These are things that as people and culture professionals and people leaders, we should be thinking about anyway. Start at home. If you see that you've got attrition rates that are 20% each year, you've got some significant work to do. And if you don't know what your attrition rates are, that's your first homework assignment. Number 2, leadership development and succession planning. How are you pouring into the people who have been pouring into you, right? These are your staff who have been tried and true for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. What are you doing to celebrate them, to help them continue to advance in their careers and in their lives? It should be a focus area for you. And then the third one is a recruitment specific suggestion, and that is to streamline your recruitment process. Talent is requiring you to be more responsive to them, to act more swiftly, to make decisions quicker, to truncate your selection process, to not make them jump through 700 hoops. Gone are the days that people are like, oh, I'm just so grateful to get a job with this organization that I'm willing to spend 6 months through their application process, create 4 presentations on my own time for free, come up with innovative solutions to the problems that their current workforce can't solve for them, all for free, in order for them to then tell me or not tell me that I didn't get the job, right? Gone are those days. You've got to streamline the process. You've got to be more customer service oriented, meaning the candidate is the customer and you are in service of them. It's a paradigm shift, but it is an important paradigm shift, especially as the market continues to get tighter with respect to available talent. The question is, why would they choose you over someone else? You got to answer that question. And you can answer that question by strengthening your processes and focusing on the talent that you have once you get them there, right? How do you pour into them? So that's this issue of word on the street. Jump into the chat if you got some ideas and solutions. I'm always interested in hearing your perspective. And if at any point in time you need some recruitment support, you let us know. We'll show up. Have a good one.